Hey friends, Pastor Fieberkorn back with you for Catechism Monday. Today's January the 23rd, 2023. We continue to focus on the office of the keys, or commonly called confession and absolution. So far, we've asked ourselves, what is confession and absolution? Last week, we asked, which sins should we confess? And we said we should worry about confessing those that we are aware of, but we should also ask for forgiveness for even those sins that we aren't aware of, because there are many things we do in this world as we interact with others that might indeed be sinful, but we're blind to that reality. And so we ask God's forgiveness for that. Today, the shift is the question is, which sins are these? How can we go about diagnosing our heart? And when I wrote my dissertation, this was kind of at the center of part of it. What is the best diagnostic of the human heart? If we're going to look into our heart, what do we do? And so we'll see what Luther says here, and I think it's a good counsel. He says this, he says, consider your place in life according to the 10 Commandments. Are you father, mother, son, daughter, husband, wife, or worker? Have you been disobedient, unfaithful, or lazy? Let's just stop right there. First of all, for Luther, the 10 Commandments are the best diagnostic. Just start running through the 10 Commandments. And then notice he points you in the direction of the 10 Commandments with respect to your Christian vocation. So your callings in life. Some of you have been called to be mothers, fathers, sons, daughters, husbands, wives, workers. So as you live out God's holy commands in the context of your Christian vocations, start looking for areas of your life where you don't measure up. And he goes on, have you been disobedient, unfaithful, or lazy? Right? Have you broken any of God's commands with respect to these? Oh, and now have you been hot-tempered, rude, or quarrelsome? Now we're kind of looking at the attitude of our heart. Have you hurt someone by your words or deeds? Have you stolen, been negligent, wasted anything, or done any harm? So a couple of things here, I think, to keep in mind when we examine our heart. First, the 10 Commandments, loving God and loving neighbor, and then each of those specific commands. Second, the vocations God has called us to, the responsibilities he's given it, where we've failed to measure up. And third, sins of the inner heart, things that might simmer beneath the surface that are just in our thoughts that no one else would know about, but we know about them. Those are a good thing to confess as well. So why take the time to accurately diagnose your heart? Well, how are you going to work on yourself if you don't know what parts of you need work? Part of this exercise is not only just to be seeking God's forgiveness, but be reforming ourselves, being renewed day by day. And when we really are willing to look in the mirror at who we really are, they say the first step to recovery, if you have a problem, is recognizing you have a problem. Well, we need to recognize specifically what our problems are before God, so that we have at least some awareness of how we can begin to work on ourselves, so we can more faithfully serve God and neighbor in our lives. All right, well, hey, have a great rest of your week. I'll be with you on Thursday for a gospel preview. God's peace to you, as always. Love starting my week off with Catechism Monday.